cranberry sauce and a salty Parma ham. The first job is to make the brioche dough. In here I have my strong white flour, to which I'm going to add some sugar, some instant yeast, this is the powdered stuff, some salt to the other side, and then I've got 3 eggs I'm going to add to this as well. It's basically an enriched dough. That's all the brioche is, really. It's the way that you mix it makes it a little bit different. 3 eggs straight in. And now you drop down the machine, turn it on. Now the next thing to add is the milk. Now you add the milk until it becomes more like a normal dough, really, at this stage. Don't be afraid of it. Put a little bit in to start with, depends on the size of your eggs. I'm using medium. Turn it up. And eventually that will form a nice, smooth dough. Now, do you make brioche? Have you made brioche before?
Every time I teach it in the cookery school, I say, I must make this more at home, because I just love it. And I love the fact that you can start it one day and then finish it the next.
Yeah, because it is
brioche.
down to a fermentation, isn't it? That's what it's all down to.
Perfect.
Now, put the rest of the milk in, then watch it begin to form the dough. You can see in there now, what's happening now in the mixer is as it mixes, the glutens begin to tighten, and that's what gives you the stretch in the dough. And another thing that will happen after about 5 to 7 minutes, the dough will begin to draw up the hook itself and try and cling to the hook. That's when you know it's ready. And at that stage, you actually add your softened butter then. When you've got a fully developed dough, you add your softened butter and then you mix it again for at least another 7 minutes. So what you're going to start off with is a normal dough, which you can go and make bread with, but then you're going to add the butter to it. That will then slacken it down and it'll become like a liquid. Now obviously you can't use it then. So the key thing is with a brioche is once you've got the butter in and it's lovely, shiny, and you can almost open it up and read a newspaper through it, you pop it into a plastic tub or a glass jar and then put it in the fridge to chill down. The chilling of the butter makes the dough more pliable so you can shape it and do what you want with it. Now, in the fridge, I have got one which has been resting overnight. You can see it's actually grown in the fridge as well. Oh, you can smell it.
Oh, I love that.
It's slightly fermented.
Yeah.
And that's what a good brioche is. It's soft, but you can still shape it. When the dough is ready, tip it onto a well-floured board. Roughly shape it to a round, and then roll it into a large disc. I love this. I mean, this is something my lad would love, I think. I've never tried it on him yet. I've made him brioche.
Yeah.
And I've seen him eat tons of Parma ham. But actually, the idea of Parma ham with the brioche, I think, will be a winner.
Amazing. And the cheese, is it served while it's still a bit warm, or does the cheese kind of run out of it?
You want that thing, as you cut it, to ooze. That's the point of it, you know?
Yeah.
A little bit more flour, it's getting a bit sticky there where the butter's melting. If you're in a warm kitchen, you'll find that the butter will try and melt fairly quickly, so you need to do this fairly rapidly. Right, so I think that will probably do. So you end up with a rough disc of brioche, about 5-8 mil thick. I know it sounds pretty accurate, but it really doesn't matter. Next, lay some sheets of Parma ham onto the brioche dough. I remember once actually when I think it was a Saturday, and I said to Josh, what do you want to do today? Do you want to go karting? Do you want to go shopping? What do you want to do? Go and kick a ball around? He goes, Dad, can I bake with you?
Oh.
Spread a layer of cranberry sauce onto the Parma ham. I'm going to pop the brie on top of that.
My goodness.
It's like an
This is
overload.
such a simple idea. I love it.
It's great. It is a great recipe. It's something it is very simple.
Oh, wow.
You put some Parma ham, and again, you try and coat that brie. So I've got cranberry sauce, I've got Parma, I've got brie, and I've got this beautiful brioche, which you then fold up to the middle, gathering up like a parcel, right into the middle like this. And then you flatten it down, and then flip it over, and then pop it onto a baking tray, like that.
Yeah.
That basically is your dish. Now, this has got yeast in it. So one of the key things you can do is leave it to rise. Now, when you're resting this, the first thing to do, I've just got a beaten egg here, brush it all over with an egg, Leave that to rest for about an hour while it's still proving. Brush it again, and then with a palette knife or the back end of a knife, just draw diamond pattern all over the top. You're not cutting it, you're just marking it. Leave your brie brioche pie to prove for a final time, which should take around 2 hours. Then bake it at 200 degrees C for 20 minutes. I've got one I want to show you, and I hope it's at the point where it oozes. Let's
Where
see.
the cheese is just warm and...
Oh yes. The smell of the brioche, and you can actually smell the cranberries underneath
Really?
as well. This is very special. You cut straight down
Oh
and
my
a big
goodness.
wedge. So you've got your beautiful crispy brioche, you've got your Parma ham, you've got a layer of cranberry in there, and now you've got this lava of brie just pouring out.
And that's just for, that'll serve two.
That'll serve both of us, just about.
Just about.
My molten brie brioche pie, packed with cranberry sauce and Parma ham, is the perfect dinner time centerpiece.